Loro vessels today. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasva Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Sya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasva Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So we start with just a short video reel of Roro ship, how the Roro ships are. We're going to start with Roro ships. So here you can see how a Roro ship, the cars are rolled on and roll off the car carrier from a yard, and then it sails in the port. So let's start with cargo operations of the Roro ship, prepared by Captain Dinyar Sidwa. So we'll go through these things. What are the definitions, abbreviations, introduction to Roro shipping business, types of Roro cargoes, Roro vessel types, arrangements of the doors, bow doors and stern doors, and then preparation for loading on the decks, what are the requirements of the equipments, terminal equipments, codes, circulars, stowage, securing, care of cargoes, different lashing and securing requirements. How do we maintain stability on the Roro ships? What are their main issues, problems regarding stability and including humans? So what is a Roro ship basically? Vehicles or moving transport cargoes are rolled on, rolled off. So each has few decks, either closed or open, not normally subdivided in any way, and generally running the entire length of the ship, in which goods, vehicle trailers, and other transport units, containers, pallets, and other receptacles can be loaded or unloaded normally in a horizontal direction. A Ro ship is designed to carry wheeled cargoes that are driven on and off on their own wheels or on platforms equipped with vehicles. So, what are vehicle cargoes like this? All the so many different decks we are loading cars, and for each decks we have so many ventilators and construction like that. So in between we'll see this animated video where you can have general idea how is the roller inside. There are a lot of cars loaded inside. So like this you have all the cars being loaded inside, and all the things are there, vents and accommodation and doors. So this is a typical profile of a Ro-Ro ship with 8 decks. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to carry wheeled and other cargo. And these decks are movable, adjustable for the height, and divisible. A lot of adjustments are there as per the cargo to be loaded. And other cargo that are driven on and off on their own wheels or on platforms equipped with wheels. So either a cargo is coming on its own wheels, or it is driven like on a tractor or flat track car, trailer like that. So same like containers, you have like 20 feet equivalent unit, PLTC, pure car truck carrier, large carrier, LCTC, large car truck carrier, PCC, pure car carriers. These are the types of ships. Either it's carrying pure cars or trucks or whatever type of cargo. NCC, non-containerized cargo. HH, heavy and high, FEU, 40 feet equivalent. CU car equivalent unit. So when did the Ro-Ro ships mostly started? It's around 1940s. It's almost going to be around 85 years and early 1950s. What was the main idea of basically to carry commercial vehicles, men and material from amphibious craft used during the war to roll out tanks, soldiers and combat equipment on the sloping beaches. Basically everything is necessity is the mother of invention. So especially during the war when we want really needed, so we had to start and then the things continue. So what is the idea of carrying these commercial vehicles, men and materials is there. Then you have so many wheeled cargo, like I am in Gujarat now, I need a car here, so I will transport. How we will transport from road? Some truck will carry, that will be cheaper, or train, but it has to be safe. So if it is from train, sometimes it's not quite safe. And even on ship, sometimes if it is in bulk, it might be cheaper, but uh, which is prone to expose to weather and rolling and pitching and so many things. The damage also is possible quite easily. So that's the biggest challenge, and there are some other challenges we'll see. So Roro ships are designed especially to carry NCC, primarily project cargoes. There are some special Rolo ships which carry special project cargoes. Then obviously it is for roll on, roll off means there are wheels mostly or supported by a wheels. HH and NCC as opposed to conventional container ships which use built-in cranes or dock cranes. So sometimes we also use cranes if the cargo is not on its wheel to load it on the ship, or either it doesn't have wheels or due to some reason it cannot be rolled in, then you can use cranes also. Then of course Roro ship has got built-in ramps mostly, like you see here this blue color or this built-in ramp is there down. This is a built-in ramp open for this ship. Mostly they are in the stern ramps to offload the rolling cargo, and some vessels have them amidship to ease the flow of cargo. Depending on the type of ship, can be in the stern or in the midship, or you can have one small door and one big door. Like local ferries, you have front, forward, and aft, or one on the side, one on the back. So as per different is there are different combinations possible on different ships. So let's see a little more what is there in the cargo ship. You can see this is so nice clean decks with all the firefighting equipment, and the cars are properly lashed, and all the EBD or whatever emergency firefighting equipments are there. And then there are zebra markings everywhere for cautions or highlighting, especially in case there is blackout or something.
Excuse me, sir.
So yes,
Sir, do car carriers follow any specific code except cargo securing manual?
no, there is not a particular specific code for a car carrier, especially what other lashing codes like cargo securing manual or code of safe working practices only refine that.
Okay, sir.
In some trades, it is customary that contracts give the ship owner right to transport a percentage of cargo owner's production quantity. So you have to give some percentage of cargo for owner, of course. The shipments are normally scheduled where the majority of itineraries are predetermined and regulated by contract. So here again, like container ship, that the timings and port rotation is very important. Like when we are transporting any courier or especially Amazon parcel or something, you keep tracking it, keep tracking it, all those things. Same way here also people are waiting for their cars or something, so cannot be late, maybe 1 hour 2 hours, but normally ships get delayed for 1 2 days 3 days, if you're on anchorage maybe 10 days also. But in this type of transport, it has to be as precisely to the time as possible, because it will affect your customer review and responses and your earnings hence. So these shipments are scheduled with lot of itineraries predetermined for long time, which is not possible in like general vehicles, general cargo ships or bulk carrier, and regulated by contract. The importance of familiarizing with the contracts or charter parties should not be restricted to the master and mate on board. So 21st century is the main thing. This is a century of technology, transport, agriculture, AI, and so many new things are started and coming up, and we have to be updated with everything, otherwise you are lagging behind. Today only we are going through an AI seminar where they said if you are still not using AI, you are quite lagging behind. So in 2009, world trade fell by 22.9% compared to the year before. This was the steepest fall in 70 years. This downturn led to a 4.5% reduction in seaborne trade volumes. In 2010, the ideal RoRo fleet accounted for 3.21% of the world's total RoRo fleet due to the overtonnage. This was the highest share recorded for any shipping segment and vessel type in the year 2010. Shipping market is still struggling to recover. So this was in 2010, where RoRo coverage was 3.21%. So this is not a very big percentage trade, because not many companies or vessels or owners transport their car by shipping. It's not quite user friendly or easy. It might be more cost effective if putting in bulk, but big companies and ownership or manufacturing companies do that. General people don't even know what are the procedures or is it even possible. So that's why the percentage of this is very less. So what are the main company? Like we had yesterday visit from NYK. NYK is the main company for car carriers. Then Mitsui Oscar Lines, this is a Japanese company. Ucor looks like European company. Hoei Auto Liners, maybe US, I don't know. Wallenius Lines and Wilhelmsman Grimaldi Group. So what are the different types of Roro cargos? Automobiles, like you have CU, container equivalent unit, RT43. So different sizes of containers or different models, automobiles, heavy and high cargos, bulldozers, trucks, machines. Then unconventional cargo such as even a yacht stored on the top deck of a vessel. So odd-shaped cargo generator of a odd-shaped large generator of a power plant. So then different containers also you can load sometimes on car carrier. Sometimes you load cars on container. So what are the different types of Roro cargos? Pallets, truck articulated trailer, car eve, length with height max. So it's different sizes of standard cargoes is given here. Now this is a very different high and heavy cargo for some special machinery and rolling out of a stern ramp. It is one of the largest car carrier, 3,800 TEUs. So let's continue our animation a little. So they are all not like there is a proper spacing requirement as per this cargo securing. How much should be the distance in between the vessels athwartship 30-40 centimeter and forward and aft 60-70 centimeter. We all will see all those. But here you can see like how closely they are stored and how they are lashed neatly and in different places, but yet seemingly overlapping each other's area. But it's not recommended or advised. We have to check properly. And the angle of the lashings on the side from the horizontal and from the bottom horizontal and side horizontal. All our angles are important, 30 to 45 degrees like that. Okay, let's continue. So this is the biggest container ship, 3,800 TEUs, and also works with roll-on, roll-off as the car capacity of 1,300 vehicles. What are the different types of ro-ro vehicles, vessels? Types of vessels designed to carry them. The three most common types: PCC, as we saw, pure car carriers. Two of them at most are hoistable. These type of vessels are usually the smallest of the ro-ro designs and typically have a length of around less than 200 meters. Cargo capacity ranges from 1,000 to 6,500 RT-43 or CEU. PCTC, LCTC, carrying a mix of cars and trucks and typically outfitted with more hoistable decks than a PCC. Capacity of a PCTC ranges from 5,000 to 7,000 CEU. Carry more than 7,000 CU and are more than 200-meter long. Ro-ro cargo vessels are designed to carry mostly HH and NCC with the automobiles and containers as supplementary cargo. A typical vessel has a length of between 240 and 300 meters. A deep sea ro-ro is usually fitted with 7 to 9 decks, with the lower decks being fixed decks intended for carrying heavy cargo. Some of the upper decks are usually hoistable to allow cargo storage flexibility. There are other hybrid variants of ro-ro ships such as ro-packs, so it has passengers also, roll-on and lift-off, like lifting for grain some cargoes, con-ro, container and ro-ro. So there can be many combinations. So as I told you in the starting, these ramps, they are hoistable. Like you can adjust the height and segregate them, make partitions as per the cargo to be loaded. And they have full hatch covers, cranes on the ship itself. So you have a side ramp inside. To, this is one side ramp and stern ramp. So you have both. This is the ramp cover, bulkhead door, the decks, car decks, shell door for pilots or something. So this is a profile picture of a ro-ro vessel displaying its various decks and ramps. Now this is LCTC Faust, 8,000 car capacity and 3,484 cars, 468 buses, and it has 13 decks, which of which 5 are movable. Longstone is a ro-ro cargo ship which carries a mix of containers. Then Wilhelmsman. Tonsberg is one of the world's most modern ro-ro vessels, specially designed to carry high and heavy cargo, and it can also carry NCC and vehicles. So, what are the arrangements for bows, stern, side doors, and rams? Stern rams open up to provide max width and height clearance for a variety of vehicles. Some designs have employed stern quarter rams. These may be supplemented by rams amidship or bow visor options to permit drive-through capability. Lift to lower cargo hold may be of mechanical or hydraulic operation. Internal ramps provide access to higher decks. All cargo ramps are fitted with wheel tread anti-skid steel grips. Ramps are operated generally by twin hydraulic cylinder actions or winch arrangements. In closed conditions, the bow visor is connected and secured to the vessel's hull by hydraulic and manual locking devices. That is the Atlantic lock or bottom lock, two hydraulic side locks, and two manual side locks. Arrangements for bow, stern, and side door rams. Watertight integrity is achieved with hydraulic pressure cleating. In conjunction with hard rubber seals and with the hinge arrangements being positioned above waterline. Modern ro-ro vessels are required to have an audible alarm on the navigating bridge indicating any change in the state of the hull doors under surveillance. Leakage surveillance by closed-circuit TV is required to be provided both in the engine room and on the bridge. Vessel's planned maintenance system would incorporate periodic maintenance of the rams as recommended in the manufacturer's manual. Whether stern ramp, quarter ramp, midship ramp, or bow visors, this is critical for the smooth functioning and integrity of a ro-ro vessel. So we have to make sure that you maintain the ramps because ramp is very crucial. If there is any leakage or water is coming, the full ship can capsize, as have been in previous cases. So maintenance of the ramp is a very big opening. So water tightness and all things is very important, especially the quarter ramp. So you see such a big ramp opening, and if it is having any issues, that will be a big issue. So what are the precautions you will see while loading or discharging cars? We'll see after few what a minute. Winches, main deck, food, mast, forward accommodation because of the height, side walkways, alleyways, midship winch, stores, ventilation for every deck, so very nice animation, doors, doorway for the stern, for the car decks, then winches in the forecastle, goes and forward anchor windlass. So, and we'll continue with that. So, what precautions you will take while opening and closing the ramps? Obviously, first you will see that there is no human obstructions or boards or something because no person should get injured or nobody, no property should get damaged. And even the ship side, our ship, everything is clear, lashings are open. So then on board maintain operations and maintenance manual. So there is, like you were asking for the book or any code. So it's not official code, but for every ship there is an onboard operations and maintenance manual. So this is the reason, because like we saw, there's so many different combinations of ro vessels and all. So you cannot have one manual or book or code for these car carriers. And it's all percentage is also quite less. So there's no special code, but for your ship type, specific ship should have onboard operations and maintenance manual describing the procedure for
Excuse
opening
me,
and
sir.
closing. Yes,
Sir, who provides that manual?
your company will provide, company QMS department. They will
Okay,
make
sir.
as per ISM, and if required, get it approved from the operations department, and they will provide that. And the whoever CIP shipping, they keep auditing it. They keep approving and auditing it time to time. And on ship also there are so many inspections, no? So
Yes,
it
sir.
just that time also.
Okay, sir.
So, what is the procedure for opening and closing of these bow doors? It should be clearly mentioned in these manuals. So, because the main thing is these doors and ramps, these are very critical in this uh, car carriers because of its watertight integrity and operations is required. Then, operating procedures may vary greatly from one vessel to another. Drawings and procedures should provide a clear picture of its operation to the vessel's crew and must be displayed. So whatever has to be done, all operations should be clearly displayed. Then this is they are talking about the ramps opening. There should be a proper drawing instructions for opening and closing. If you are opening the doors, ensure that after opening you lock it. Otherwise, by mistake, it is getting closed or somebody is getting stuck in between and it's operating by mistake. It's a problem. So locking pins have to be tightened. But when you're opening, ensure the locking cleats and pins are removed. Hinges are freed, and wire ropes and other moving parts are also the sealing arrangements are undamaged. Likewise, when closing the doors, hydraulic hoses should be secured and free from chafing. The drainage system between bow door and collision bulkhead must be kept clean and free of any debris. Responsible officer must be in attendance during opening and closing operations and the indicator system monitored for correct opening closing state of the ramps and doors. So there is a monitoring system for opening and closing of the ramps. First you have to like clear everyone, and then there is an alarm, and then there's an indicator at the same time alarm, and everyone should be clear. Then our responsible officer must be monitoring. The hydraulic system should be already inspected and no leakage. The drainage system should be good. So audio visual alarm should be there with the light. And it is crucial for the ship staff to ensure that the ship's access doors are kept well maintained and do not get damaged, as flooding in the cargo decks can be catastrophic. So to make sure the doors are properly maintained so that there is no accident or ingress of water. So let's see. The normal forecastle deck, but forward mooring station has yes, not in the normally this is the forecastle level, but here we have higher decks also, but forecastle in here only. Live boats, enclosed live boats. So there are many things we will keep check seeing. Then the sealing arrangements of the ramps, water tightness test at the diadogs, chalk test, all this has to be there. Locking cleats, pins, hinges, wire ropes, and other moving parts must be inspected and greased frequently. Any salt deposits must be thoroughly cleaned. Hydraulic piping, particularly flexible hoses, must be inspected for leakage and deterioration. Hoses should be secured and free from chafing. Any external hoses must be replaced at 5 yearly intervals. Spare hoses, seals, gaskets should be carried on. Care and maintenance of ramps and doors. Measurement of wear and tear of battening bolts, cleats. So whatever maintenance repair we have to do, we have to make sure that it is happening, and then only we are using the gill uh, proper locking devices, and should be lubricated and defect free. So there should be no damage to any locking devices or securing devices. It should properly inspected. Adjustment of sensors, limit switches, proximity switches must be carried out at recommended intervals and during each operation. The drainage system between bow door and collision bulkhead must be kept clean and free of any debris. Level alarms must be tested frequently. Indicators on the bridge must be tested at each operation. Harbor, sea voice condition, alarm. There are indicators for each operation. Power supply and backup system must be tested independently. So whatever, wherever the power is required, that you can do. Preparations for securing vehicles on car decks. Collect and remove any stray nuts and bolts, pieces of steel, welding rods, pebbles, mud, etc., which may be thrown by rotating wheels and cause damage to other cargo. Empty cans, bottles, containers left behind on overhead beams and corners by stevedores and which may fall on cargo. Loose lashings on deck and stow approximately to avoid hitting and damage cargo on the voyage. So make sure that there is no loose cargo, no loose lashings. Everything is properly secured. No empty trash. Everything. Then no oil leaks because it's a big problem. It's flammable. So many cars with we put as less fuel as possible, but still, if it is leaking, there can be fire. So to make sure there are no oil leaks, if there is some oil, you have to remove immediately so that there is no slipperiness or dangerous working environment, if especially for drivers. Then we have to check the leaks from any fire line or fire appliances, FFA, or cooling water pipes. And all water should be removed. And if you are loading cars or any vehicles on car decks, you have to take proper soundings because there might be some fuel or water from the spray. Then there are bilge wells. It should be cleaned, tried out before loading, and ensure that the scupper discharge overboard on the higher deck shall be kept clear. So like, you don't, if there is any water flow, weather water, weather seas, it passes easily. No stability issues. Deck area must be well illuminated. So of course there should be proper illumination all the time. So we need a bigger generators, power supplier. Deck areas must have extraction fans operational to change air volume 10 times every hour to prevent buildup of exhaust gases. So proper ventilation fans have to be there. Guys. And the fire protection system, generally sprinkler or water drenching, must be tested and fire extinguishers available at every 40-meter length. So this is the standard requirement at every 40-meter length. You should have a fire protection system which can be sprinkler, water, or any other equipment. So this is the side ramp, gangway, draft marks, fire ladder. So basically, the ships have different service and bunker stations, up station, Madhurika is all the cars are loaded inside. So we'll go to the last part. Deck areas, fire protection system should be there, sprinkler or water drenching. Then securing vehicles on car, uh, preparations for securing vehicles on car deck. Such protection dictates that the drainage system must be also periodically tested to clear any residual water. Vehicles require wide open deck space to be able to maneuver, and the deck areas have to be lane marked for vehicle storage. Ensure smooth operation of hinges and internal lifting wires of bulkhead doors, liftable decks, internal ramps, etc. While floating car decks are adjusted to required heights. So you can adjust the car decks as we saw by opening the rams or stanchions, rope railings, just removing by some lashings and adjusting the ramp height, like you have in nowadays in the what you call parkings, movable parkings are there. Same way like movable ramps are there, but you should be very careful wherever you are moving. Deck spaces shall be clearly signed, painted to reflect instructions, including any speed restrictions to driver person. So whatever warning signs for drivers not driving fast or which side to drive, left side, right side. So it's plan they have where to go, directions to provide everything should be absolutely proper. So any questions till now for this?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.